Welcome to One Insight. My name is Litvin. I grew up in London and I now live in LA. And this is a podcast for extraordinary top performers and their coaches. You see, I've coached some of the most successful and talented people on the planet. I can see what most people cannot see, and I dare to say what most people wouldn't dare to say. And what I know about success is that on the other side of it, it can be incredibly lonely. You can feel more of an imposter the more successful you become. And when you're the most interesting person in the room, you're actually in the wrong room. Clients who are more successful, more intelligent, and wealthier than you need your support more than they know and more than you can imagine. I coach around insight. Life looks one way, something happens, and the world looks different, and your entire world changes. It can happen in an instant. And this podcast is called One Insight because a single insight can change everything.
Big goals are great for inspiration. Tiny steps are great for motivation. You need big goals for inspiration and tiny steps for motivation. So this is what you need to do with your clients. This is why I say I help my clients dream bigger than they've ever dreamed and take tinier steps than they've ever taken. When you envisage a future out there, my 3-year question, what do you want your life to be like in 3 years? Tell me about your business in 3 years' time. That you feel inspired by that. But it's those tiny steps that you plan out along the way that let you take one step after the other when you feel exhausted or you feel unmotivated. It's a combination of those two things. Get your clients to dream big and get them to take tiny steps every day, because tiny steps compound. They compound. I'm teaching my 8-year-old and 11-year-old about investing now. I want them to find ways to start putting money into something for the long haul. And I'm teaching them, no, we're not checking these apps every day, not even checking them every week. And once every couple of weeks, we'll check the app, we'll see what's happening. Because I know the value of compounding over a long, long period of time. Same here for us. Many of us know Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. Well, start with why is great, but stay with why is what you need. Start with why gets you inspired, connect your long-term goals to your core values, and then come back to those values on a daily basis. Because you need to have a big why that you can believe in. So what are your values? What's important to you? And come back to those values each day. I used to have a value. My clients were the most important thing on the planet. I would never be late for a client call, never interrupt a client call, wouldn't even talk to my wife. I can't. Then kids came along. And I realized, look, I didn't want to be disturbed by you guys there, but my little kid, if I can find a way to get into school, I'm okay with that. I've had times when I've called a client and rescheduled because the school called me and my son needed something. Get clear on your values. Now, values shift and change. As much as my kids in some moments are more important than my clients, not always. I just went and spent a week in San Diego and the kids were with Monique's parents because for that week, my clients were more important than my kids. Look, I'd go if there's an emergency, but I wanted to create an amazing experience for my clients. So I let my kids go and have an experience with their grandparents instead.
For most of human history, it wasn't called coaching, it was called leadership. And it's what I love to do, to coach people, to lead people, and to mess with people's thinking. If you'd like more of this, or if you'd like to learn more about our community of extraordinary top performers, go to richlitvin.com/oneinsight.